Midnight. The jungle is completely dark. No cities. No houses. No walls to hide behind. No mosquito nets hanging above a bed. No bug spray. Only a small fire? Its last glowing embers slowly fading into the night. A prehistoric family lies close together, hoping to steal a few hours of sleep before sunrise. Then, a faint buzzing. Another. And another. Within seconds. The air is alive. Hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of hungry mosquitoes surround them from every direction. A young child scratches desperately, unable to stop. The adults remain wide awake, silently swatting at the darkness. No one speaks. No one can run. There is nowhere to escape. In this world, night isn't a time to rest. It's another battle to survive. How could anyone survive a night like this? Mosquitoes are far older than humans. They were already flying through forests long before our ancestors ever walked the earth. Which raises a fascinating question. If mosquitoes have always existed, how did ancient humans ever sleep? Night after night? Without walls? Without medicine? Without insect repellent? How did they avoid being driven to exhaustion? The surprising answer isn't just about surviving a few bites. It's the story of how one of humanity's smallest enemies forced our ancestors to become smarter, more adaptable, and better at staying alive. And by the end of this journey, you'll discover that this endless battle against mosquitoes may have shaped human survival in ways most people never imagine. At first, it seems like the answer is simple. Ancient humans probably accepted the bites, scratched their skin, and went back to sleep. But that's not what made mosquitoes truly dangerous. The bites were only the beginning. Some mosquitoes carried deadly diseases like malaria. Others spread parasites and infections that could weaken an entire group. And even when no disease was involved, there was another invisible threat. Night after night, the constant buzzing, the endless itching, the repeated bites, stole something every human desperately needed. Sleep. A hunter who couldn't rest would move slower the next morning. An exhausted parent would struggle to protect their children. A tired child would become easier to sicken. One terrible night rarely stayed just one night. It became another, and another, until exhaustion itself became an enemy. For ancient humans, getting enough sleep wasn't a luxury. It was a matter of survival. So how do you protect yourself when your enemy is too small to fight? Imagine following one prehistoric family as the sun disappears behind the horizon. Every evening begins with the same question. Where can we sleep tonight? Not every place is safe. The air near rivers is thick with insects. Still water breeds endless swarms of mosquitoes. So instead of settling beside a quiet swamp, they climb toward higher, windier ground. The breeze isn't strong enough to stop every mosquito, but it makes flying much harder for them. As darkness falls, the family gathers wood. Not for warmth alone. The fire must stay alive until sunrise. One person carefully feeds the flames while another places damp leaves and green branches on top. A thick cloud of smoke slowly rises into the night. It stings their eyes, fills the air with a bitter smell. But it also drives many mosquitoes away. The adults have learned that a little discomfort is far better than spending the entire night under attack. Before lying down, they rub wet mud across their exposed arms and legs. Others cover themselves with soft gray ash left behind by yesterday's fire. It isn't comfortable. It isn't clean. But it creates another thin barrier between their skin and hungry insects. Some families even choose to sleep near strong-smelling plants whose scent seems to confuse or discourage swarming mosquitoes. No one knows the science behind it. Only that their ancestors did the same. And somehow survived. The youngest children still cry as mosquitoes find the few places left uncovered. The parents barely sleep, constantly brushing insects away from tiny faces. The hunters close their eyes knowing that before dawn, they must have enough strength to track animals for miles. Throughout the night, someone always wakes to feed the fire before the smoke fades away. Because if the flames die, the buzzing grows louder. Generation after generation. These small lessons are remembered. Not because anyone wrote them down, but because families who forgot them often paid a terrible price. None of these methods could completely stop the mosquitoes. But together, they gave ancient humans something priceless. A better chance to survive until morning. By now, those survival tricks might sound surprisingly clever. But they weren't based on luck. They were based on biology. You see, mosquitoes don't simply fly around until they bump into a person. They are expert hunters. Long before they can see you, they can sense the carbon dioxide you breathe out with every exhale. As they get closer, they detect the heat radiating from your body. Then they follow tiny chemicals released through your sweat, along with the moisture surrounding your skin. To a mosquito, your body is like a glowing target in the darkness. That's why smoke became such a powerful weapon. It didn't just make the air unpleasant. The thick smoke disrupted the mosquito's ability to track human scent and made it much harder to find a clear path to its target. Wind helped for a different reason. Mosquitoes are surprisingly weak flyers. Even a steady breeze can scatter the trail of carbon dioxide and body odors they depend on, making it difficult for them to stay on course. And despite what many people imagine, caves weren't always the perfect shelter. Many caves trapped warm, humid air. Without much wind or ventilation, they could become ideal places for insects to gather. A cave might protect you from predators, but not necessarily from mosquitoes. Suddenly, fire became far more than a source of warmth. It provided light, kept dangerous animals at a distance, and filled the night with protective smoke that made sleeping possible. It quietly became one of humanity's greatest survival tools. Over thousands of generations, families that discovered better ways to sleep through mosquito-filled nights were more likely to stay healthy, raise children, and pass on their knowledge. Their children copied those same habits. Those children taught the next generation. Little by little, the smartest survival strategies spread across entire communities. Nature didn't reward the strongest people. It often rewarded the ones who learned, adapted, and remembered. But here's the twist that most people never consider. Mosquitoes didn't just make nights miserable. They may have quietly influenced where humans chose to live. Imagine arriving at a beautiful riverbank. Fresh water. Plenty of fish. Animals nearby. At first, it seems like the perfect place to build a camp. But as the sun disappears, the mosquitoes arrive. By morning, the entire group is exhausted. So the next time, they choose a different place. A windy hillside. A rocky slope. Anywhere the insects are fewer. Over time, choices like these may have shaped migration routes, decided where campsites were built, and even influenced when groups moved with the changing seasons. Evening routines changed too. Before darkness fell, everyone had a job. Some gathered firewood. Others prepared smoky fires. Parents protected children. Hunters helped secure the camp. Fighting mosquitoes wasn't something one person could do alone. It became a shared responsibility. And perhaps that's the biggest surprise of all. Some of humanity's greatest habits, planning ahead, working together, and adapting to the environment, weren't shaped only by giant predators or violent storms. Sometimes, they were shaped by creatures so small, they could disappear in the palm of your hand. Today, our nights look very different. We sleep behind walls, under mosquito nets. We use repellents, window screens, air conditioning, and medicines our ancestors could never have imagined. It feels as though we've finally won. But the truth is, the battle never really ended. Even today, mosquitoes remain among the deadliest animals on Earth, spreading diseases that claim hundreds of thousands of lives every year. The only real difference is that our weapons have changed. Where ancient humans relied on fire, we rely on science. Where they searched for windy hills, we build protected homes. Where they pass survival knowledge from one generation to the next, we develop new medicines and better ways to prevent disease. The enemy is still the same. Only humanity has evolved. Tonight, when you lie down in a quiet, comfortable bed, take a moment to imagine a very different night. No walls, no blanket, no mosquito net, only the open sky above you, and the endless buzzing of countless mosquitoes in the darkness. Yet before sunrise, you still have to wake up, find food, protect your family, and survive another day. Every peaceful night's sleep you enjoy today is built upon thousands of generations who refused to surrender to challenges most people would never even think about. They adapted. They learned. They passed their knowledge to those who came after them. And because of that, we are here. Sometimes, history wasn't shaped by the largest predators or the greatest wars. Sometimes, it was shaped by the smallest creatures that never stopped buzzing.